remember earlier this year, just ahead of the coronation of King Charles III, we told you all about this particular venue. That's right, the very expensive, but still very classy at points at least, the Café Royal in Regent Street, which is now, of course, a hotel. Favoured way back in the day by the likes of Oscar Wilde, Terence Rattigan, Noel Coward, all the big hitters, the theatrical producer Binky Beaumont, anybody who was anyone wanted to be seen dining in the Café Royal. It was, if you like, the influencer site of its day. Of course, when we popped back a couple of months ago, they were charging astronomical fees for you to be able to live like a potential king or indeed queen. If you remember, you got the suite, it was thousands of pounds. You got a tour of London in a Rolls Royce, all the usual stuff. And then, of course, when we checked into the hotel to find out more for you, literally nobody of the staff knew anything about it. And I was withered away to someone else. And when I actually said, well, could you print it out? They didn't even want to do that. Now, the bottom line is they could have thought he's cheap and he doesn't have the money. Totally get it. But nonetheless, you never know in this lottery winning world, do you? Who's got money and who hasn't. But now the hotel's back in the fire again. And I wanted to share this with you because this is all about, they've got a brand new tasting menu, which is £175 per person. Now, I don't know if you know what a tasting menu is. I didn't till I looked it up, but it's kind of tiny little bits of things that you could have off the main menu. And then if you like them, you order the bigger dish. What's the point of that? You know what I mean? Anyway, the tasting menu, as I say, is £175. But Café Royal, which is their restaurant, is run by Alex Dillon, is basically saying that you can't dine alone. If you book a table for one, you'll be charged for two. The reason being, they're saying in these economical times that they can't afford to give up the space for just one person. Now, I don't know about you, I've no problems dining alone. You know, you can take a book, you can get chatting to people that way, can't you? And some people have no choice if they're on a solo holiday. You're just going around and minding your own business. Guess what? The Café Royal don't want you. Oh no, you sling your oak, because they're basically saying that if you come in and you dine alone, you'll be charged for two people. So, you know, that's 350 quid just for those tasting. It's madness, isn't it? In this climate. Now, we ran the Café Royal and amazingly someone picked up and answered. I know, I was stunned too. Now, how busy was the restaurant? Oh, we could get a table, no problem, you know. And I said, well, I'll be dining alone. And they said, oh, well, we do have this, you know, they pointed this out. I thought this is incredible. So I said, well, perhaps, you know, if I turn up, I may pay for two. It just depends if I like the menu anyway. She didn't know what to say about that. And here's the deal as well. If you roll that out across, say, other restaurants, what about the 2-for-1 meal? So you have to eat two meals, or you go, you know, it's just madness, isn't it? But then these are the things they're trying to do. Now, here's the thing that I truly believe what the Café Royal are trying to, you know, really do. Come up with an outrageous thing, get it in the media, shock everybody, and it reminds people that the Café Royal is back and open after a long closure of the pandemic. Can people afford to spend that much money in this climate? Certainly not. Would you and I? I don't think so. But the bottom line is this, that if people are daft enough and say, well, you know, we won't take up two places if there's only one, then really they're on a winner. But do you agree with it? Do you think you're being penalised for simply being a solo diner? As ever, I'd love to know what you think. And by the way, when we meet up in London, we'll have fish and chips and mushy peas. Yes, but it'll be on a bench outside the Café Royal. But at least we can say we've dined at the Café Royal, right? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.